everyone. Welcome to Roll to 4. It's a pleasure to have you all back. Today, our live studio audience at some point. This is episode 7 of our Band of Blades campaign, Shattered Glory. I guess I'll say the same announcements I said last time because every episode matters. Check out our Ironsworn game with me and Grace as we play Pendry and Makari and deal with the Basilisk.
Oh, shoot.
So that's a problem.
Oh, no.
Soon to come, our Time Stories floor play, led by Delaney.
Hi.
Will, our what?
Hi, my name's Delaney, your local redhead and a part-time presidential nominee.
In these trying times.
In these trying times, we only need Mind Campaign, which is Shattered Glory and floor play. We sit on the floor and play a game.
And what game do we play?
Time Stories. Asylum.
You have camera 1 and camera 2. You have to pick one, not the...
I was looking directly at the microphone.
What if you tell a bad joke and then you want to be like...
You should look at that.
Yeah, which one is the bad one?
You have to get up.
I look.
Yeah,
over the
you
middle,
look
sit
that
across.
Across the streams.
And I'm also, now, your local influencer. You can follow me at your local redhead on Instagram for updates
Definitely
on my
Argentinian.
campaign.
Branding.
No, I've got it.
got
You
it.
can follow. Yeah.
Just Josh.
No.
The
It's
correct form of your?
no.
No.
Its spelling is the letter U, the letter R, underscore, local, underscore, redhead.
This whole thing is just
That's
a plug
close,
for
that's
Delaney.
close.
No, that's
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
On
I've
that,
seen worse.
you'll currently find when I was several years ago when I was trying to be a fashion Instagrammer, and so there's a bunch of photos of me like trying to model my clothes. But if you're into that, go follow me there. It's gonna change probably.
We're into that.
So those are our announcements. Check out Ironsworn. Check out all of our past episodes of Shattered Glory. Check out Time Stories. Check out her old-fashioned Instagram.
Old-fashioned Instagram.
And yeah, so let's
That's just photo albums, dude.
let's dive in, shall we? We always have fun here. So last time you came back from the mines, terrified, bug-ridden. Okay. Goop didn't sound fine.
Did you say poop?
Goop. What do you mean? After coming back to Plainsworth, you set up shop once again, took some campaign actions, decided to stay. I was not prepared for that, but now I am prepared for that.
Sick.
Yeah. I'm just letting you behind the curtain, everyone. And yeah, so that's where we left off. We finished all our campaign actions. We rolled for mission stuff. I have the mission debrief here. So all the healing things are taken care of.
Yes, everyone's healed up. The only thing I noticed looking through there was Ghost Owl's still pretty stressed.
Yeah.
Kind of corrupt, too.
Kind of feeling it. And
Oh, we got a snake burr.
yeah, you got a new specialist, Black Chirping. That's good. Yeah, you've been practicing?
Yeah.
Ew!
We don't show tongues on this
We
brand.
don't show tongues.
No, we show all
That's
the
for
tongues.
floor play. Come on.
Interesting. If you don't know what floor play is, check it out.
When it's uploaded.
The last
That's
30
uploaded.
seconds of this just made us require a adult.
Yeah.
Use my tongue.
Yeah, this is not for under 18
We were
years old,
talking
thank
about
you.
the demonic language.
Yeah. Wait, what?
What?
Tongues.
So,
Speaking in tongues.
I thought that was holy.
here's
Oh.
your mission
Who
deal.
knows?
Holy
And it's
demonic.
like one of the 7.
Depends on
It
your
is
point of view.
wholly demonic.
No, it's like one of the 7 gifts. I think.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
call it a gift, I call
Ooh.
it a curse.
And there's actually
Here
a
it is.
gift so like people can speak in tongues, and then there's
Different
another
gifts.
gift given by God that people can understand it.
And did you mark off the intel you spent to do a special
I
mission?
did. I don't have 3 anymore. I got 2.
Sure.
Did we use Poe?
You got the voice one.
No, we didn't.
You did use Poe.
We did?
Yeah. So there's the voice, the Kingfisher one.
Okay.
I'll write the rewards on here. In the meantime, if you want to read the missions to the peeps.
All right. By the way, mission debrief. Operation A Streak of Black. Mission type, Troop Recon. A number of Black Oak Knights are making their way around the Sun Peak Mountains. This could be the advancing front of Render's platoon. I want to know where they're going. Their numbers are small. Keep your distance if you can. There has been notice of one of Render's lieutenants, Irag the Flayed. Engaging them would be deadly. Watch out for any hounds in the area. They could pose a threat. Remember, they can sniff the breath of the living. Your mission is to watch their forces for the week and determine the direction of Render's forces and make speculation of their destination. Reward, +2 intel. Penalties, none. Other than us getting that quest handed to us. Let's go sap. Operation Dainty. Mission type, mercenary work. A noble from Eastlake has hired some of us to escort him through the brunt of undead now occupying this area. In addition, he's offered material and resources we can use before we leave from Plainsworth. Worst that can happen to us is that he dies. He's less worried about undead and more concerned about those who would nab his cargo. Guide along the Black Forest and around the Sunsire Peaks. The journey should take about 5 days there and back, and he can make his own way to Sunstrider Camp. Operation Muddy Spring. Route Recon. The spring rains have flooded some of the routes leading out of Plainsworth. We have to dig them out if we're going to continue forward. It's going to be grunt work, but it's not without its dangers. It's still by that forsaken Black Forest. Spend the next week dealing with that, and then return to camp after you finish clearing the unkept routes out of the city.
So Jeremy did just say that this is going to get a lot harder from this point forward. So I have a feeling that Dainty is actually going to be one of the more dangerous missions.
Okay.
Because it just seems it's like that whole gone through the tunnels again thing. Where it's like this is going to be easy, and then bugs start eating your inside.
The people attack us this time.
Well, what offers, I guess, the most needed reward? Are we hurting for intel, or are we hurting for...
We need supplies if we're going to travel, right?
Intel gets us special missions. Supply can get us, more things that'll help us during these campaign actions.
But intel only gets us special missions in this location, right?
Correct. Well, no, the intel comes with you, so...
Intel comes with me, I can spend it in other places. I still have 2 intel left, though.
But, like, are we good on food? Are we good on... Is there anything...
We're good. We're pretty good on food. We only have 1 supply. Do you have to spend 1 supply every time?
You don't have to, no.
Okay.
But it really helps our campaign actions. For example, stress. We only heal 2 stress normally, but we can heal all stress if we spend a supply on it. I think supply is the way to go. So Operation Dainty might be our secondary mission, considering the primary mission has to be
the third one.
The third special mission that I got.
We do tend to accumulate stress pretty easily.
Yeah.
So
getting some of that 6/6 supply.
Yeah, that might be the best idea.
So that way, once we've kind of gone through, I don't know, 2 or
Well,
more missions, we can all just de-stress.
Do we want
together.
to do it as a secondary mission so we get the supply? Or is that not how that works?
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying too, because we have to take, if we do a special mission, it has to be the primary. And that would be Voyus Kerovich, the Kingfisher Knight, is renowned for his skill in battle. He's said to be cursed, and rather than afflict on others, he's retired to the southern mountain range to spend his days in contemplation, tending a local holy site. If he could be swayed to join us, he could be cleansed. His expertise in combat would surely be a huge benefit to the Legion. We would get religious favor, 1 religious supply, 2 additional XP for our specialists, and we get this new specialist.
we have to do this one?
Yes.
This is
Yeah.
a
Now it's
primary?
unlocked. You have to do it as a primary.
Oh,
Or else we lose it.
Yeah.
Use it or lose it.
And then we choose 2 of these?
just 1.
You can choose multiples to do secondary missions if you have the crew to do it, but you don't currently. You don't have enough specialists to do 3 missions. And doing anything.
He's a specialist,
Don't we?
right?
'Cause
You
we
have
just
5.
got. we
That's
just got-
not enough.
Oh, Chirping isn't. He's a soldier.
He's a
No,
specialist.
he's a
You have 5
specialist.
total. You
We
need
need
2
2
per
each.
mission.
We would have 6 with him now.
No,
With
we've had
Voyus.
5.
Years.
Your sniper died, and
Yeah.
we had 4 specialists.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought we had.
There's
We
6
had
of us
6.
at this table, but one of us doesn't have a specialist.
Come on, Jeremy. You're lagging.
I'm
It just
all
seems
of
like one of us now.
One of us. All right, that's fair. All right. So
What do y'all think?
I say we need supplies.
I agree.
So I'm good.
We're good on morale. We'll see how that goes after we start traveling, but we're good on morale right now.
Let's get down and dainty.
Yeah, I'm good to make Kingfisher main mission and Dainty secondary.
And Kingfisher is another specialist, right?
That's potentially.
So we don't
If we
know.
get him.
Your goal is to convince him to come back with you.
Ooh, so we need talkers.
Maybe.
Or people who can at least relate to his I don't know. Is there a specific type of specialist we have to send on this mission?
We might
On
be
a
able to get
religious
some
mission, I
intel.
think it has to be an officer or something else.
Do we also know where the Kingfisher is from? If he's in Yadi, is he
Oh, the
Panyar?
His
boy,
last
is that
name
gonna
is
be
his last name is Imyadi.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Implied.
Who knows if he's a hermit? He might hate their society. But,
No, he's excommunicated himself because of being afflicted by corruption and blight.
Oh.
Self-induced.
Yeah, self-induced
Exile.
things.
I think. How close are Ember Wolves to getting that soldier bump? You know, all of them.
Ember Wolves have really only been on one mission.
I know, but like, how are they doing? You decide who we're sending.
yeah,
That's what
I
I'm
don't
wondering.
think-
Do we have any? Can we spend any intel to get any more information about the guy?
No,
Do
I
we
think
have
we can
anything
ask
from you, maybe?
more questions. I don't think you really asked any. Did any
Oh,
intel
no, I
questions?
didn't do any.
Oh,
Intel.
I
I have a
see.
hold of 2. What
Remember,
challenges
you-
or problems are inherent in a specific location ahead?
Remember,
Specific
if I
loca-
answer this question, you're spending that intel to ask that question.
This is no, this is a hold 2.
Yeah, so when you ask the question, you spend 1. You can ask from the 2 because you had 2 when you spent it.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
He's the GM.
I'm just asking because I'm reading
I'll
the
double check.
because it says gain intel from before you pick primary and secondary missions. Ask intel questions based on how much intel you hold. See below.
I will double check. Intel. Special missions. I get. Oh yeah, I guess you don't spend them. Never mind. I thought you did.
So then,
You can only ask 1 from each of the categories.
gotcha. So then, what challenges or problems are inherent in that specific location? The southern mountain range where he's. located.
The southern mountain range is close to the Black Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we already took care of Eater, right? And he was one
With
of
the
the
hags around the Black Forest.
Yeah, the hag.
The big one too.
You big hag.
And you don't know exactly like what. That's just an estimation of the last time he was seen in town.
Okay.
Where he stays, you have no idea.
Okay.
So part of the mission will be finding him to begin with.
1. What's useful to bring on this mission?
Probably someone that can connect with the Kingfisher, for sure.
We're not gonna get that. Who that is?
Well, he's Zemyati. He's a
Okay.
heavy. He has good combat prowess. He's a veteran, so he's older. So the Shattered Lion,
We
the
might get
Shattered
to make
Lions
some new
pretend.
rookies.
Yeah, might get to make some new rookies. The Shattered Lions might be good. Any Zemyati soldiers might be good. Yeah, that'd be my best like cultural relation to Boyus.
And then, how
But-
would Chosen feel about the missions?
About the missions you selected, or
About
just
all the-
it's offered.
Yeah. What is that? What's Zora's opinion?
Zora always relishes a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Would like to know about the Black Oaks movements. Would be her preference.
Okay.
Having a glorious fighter like Voyus could bolster the morale. So either Voyus or dealing with the Black Oak Knights are kind of her would be her top priorities.
Gotcha.
But that's just who she is as a chosen.
Sweet.
Do we have any Zemyati?
Yeah, isn't your character? Isn't that?
Most of the Ember Wolves are Zemyati. I think everyone else are like Orites or Panyar in the other
Special
groups.
K is an Orite. Silver Crown Gale is a
And
Panyar.
Yeah, I don't think you have any Zemyati
Right.
specialists.
Barton.
Shimya is a
Shimya is a
Barton.
We don't have any.
But Shimya is a strong warrior,
Oh yeah, for
and he would be like, "Hey,
But to be honest, Shimya has nothing in consort. And that would be the
respect
thing.
is respect, though."
Yeah.
But consort is what that we would try to be utilizing here. So
Right.
we need high consort probably.
so on a religious mission.
But
you
also high scouting
you-
because we need to find him, right?
yeah, you have to find him, convince him, and bring him back.
Yeah.
There may not necessarily be any combat, but also like a duel thing might happen. Like there are a lot of ways this could potentially
Shake out.
go down. Yeah, it could shake out. But one of the biggest ones is finding him
Mhm.
to begin with. And then a religious mission requires you to take either an officer or a medic.
Medic.
Oh.
She's an alright.
Both of them are. Those two characters. Yeah. Are officer. And
But, well, at least Special K has one in consort. Who else should I be looking at?
The officer. Captain Shack.
No offense to Captain Shackleton, but I don't think he's the best person to
Yeah, he has no consort. He's got a bunch
yeah,
of sway and a bunch of
like,
shoots.
Sway's still
discipline.
thing.
Yeah.
Consort would be used like if it was Zemyati to Zemyati. Sway is for like acquaintances that you don't know to try and get them to do something
Maybe-
you want to do.
Shackleton.
He's got more. He's got sway. He's got 2 in sway then. Or maybe it's just the way he interacts with the rookies. But he's very
He's scared.
demanding.
Tell him,
He's got yeah.
stand over there.
So I don't know. I mean, he would have to go, right?
Either the officer or the medic. He doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily have to go, but.
Well, the medic has.
And you also have to decide who's going on the secondary mission, which is Dainty, which is a supply, and you need to take a heavy, an officer, or a scout for the supply mission.
Well. Silver Crown and Gale looks pretty darn good. No injuries for them. They do have 2 in corruption and 1 trauma.
Damn, what happened?
That was the hag, dude.
Oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, we have to decide what his
big
trauma
hag.
is now that he has.
Yeah, you need to figure out what your trauma is.
If we send that.
Hit me with it. So you can get an experience point if you play your trauma.
Oh, and can you hand Grace Shimia, because she still has
You have to still
a new
choose.
special
Yeah,
ability.
you wrote choose.
Oh yeah.
You wrote the word choose on here, but you didn't actually choose anything.
No, I didn't want to. I have decision fatigue.
You've been traumatized. You can no longer take a compliment. You're gonna get really weird about it.
What do you want? Should
This
be
is simple.
good
This is
at?
simple.
Which one did you go with?
So,
protect
if we
people,
remember that mission,
fighting force.
there was that guy that he was like,
Okay.
just fucking kill this guy.
Yeah.
And then we didn't.
Uh-huh.
And then that was a huge mistake.
Ooh.
Last on the list of traumas is vicious.
Ooh.
Oh, Silver Prowling has just got the
Yeah.
happy trigger finger.
Prowling Gale.
Kill
Yeah.
first, ask questions later. Oh, dang.
You could also gain extra actions if you wanted to.
Your final moment of
I would say
was also
either back
I
up
mean,
or
it makes
bulwark,
sense. He's lost his like best friend. He's lost.
which are the top 2.
Yeah, you kind of got the saddest story among all the legionnaires.
what I was
all the ones that
thinking.
lived.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say, if we're looking at which group to send, Shattered Lions have not got any stress, any injuries.
Aren't there 2 dead, like 2
Yeah,
missing
there's
There's
equals
2 missing, Rose Jackson and
Yeah.
Oh no.
that we never refilled, so we can't send them.
Yeah, so Rose Jackson and Kismet Brown
Dead.
died in the fight against Eater.
So the Silver Stags then also.
And you have 1 soldier in the Silver Stags.
We have 1 and the Grinning Ravens also have never been used.
What does special armor mean?
Like it's to something specific, so like special armor for magical effects, or special armor for blades, or something like
Green
that.
Ravens sent a little
Can I just
diabolical
have
Yeah.
one type, or
for
does this
diplomacy.
would
I
I be
don't
able
want
to
to make a raven
choose
my friend, so
for the situation?
You don't want to make a
One
raven your
moment.
no, I do.
Find out.
I want a raven to be friends with me.
Oh.
Don't they-
Ravens remember people.
Yeah, don't they give you gifts if they like you? Like
Yeah.
they bring you shiny little
Oh,
things that they find.
that could be like a squad thing about the grade. They
Well,
approve, if they approve a new squad member, they like just
Give
leave
them
it.
a shiny
Like they wake up and there's
order.
like gifts. That,
Well, that's a Barton thing. They could be
Yeah.
all Bartons.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So what specialist do we think we should send it to the Kingfisher? And then we can like form our squad choice
Yeah.
sort of around that point person.
Well, who we need
a medic,
a medic
or an
or
officer.
Or an
I think
officer.
Shaq's the man.
Shax.
Shack's the man.
I will.
I
well,
think if it's a
here's the
recruiting
thing.
mission,
Here's the thing.
Shackleton makes sense.
How healed is Shackleton from last mission? Because he got bonked on the head really hard.
We did a full
I did,
heal.
but we did a.
We did full heal on
We
him.
did
Yeah,
a full heal.
yeah,
He's
Shackleton had a level 2
4.
harm, but we spent all.
He's better erasers.
We used full restore.
That's
Not
thing. So whenever you protect
Yeah,
someone,
Hyper Potion
you
got
can
him
spend a
down.
You do
gain
have
to
3
gain
stress.
special armor to
Go free
reduce
stress.
the
Yeah.
severity
Yeah.
of a harm or something.
But who
The
doesn't?
severity of a consequence. So basically,
That's just an average.
in order to
all
use
of
the special armor
people
bolts,
have
you spend
a
an
little bit of
acre.
stress.
Okay, but then I think
And it
we
has
should
to be
send him, and I
protecting
think we should
someone.
send somebody who's good
Okay.
at scouting.
I chose backup.
Because he has
Okay,
nothing
great.
in scout, and we need to find.
So
Send
should
black
we-
chirping.
Should we?
First mission.
Okay. Well, should we do that?
Just want to see a
for-
special.
And I don't want to be like I don't want to be cheap, but like could we send Shackleton and then like this is kind of cheap, but this we have 2 squads that we haven't made yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
what I
not
think we should
suggesting that we're like we'll make all 4.
Make
We'll
them all
make all-
Zemiati. I don't
Make
give
them
a
all
shit.
Zemiati with 3 scouting, but you know what I mean? Like we could not do that, but we could also make. We got 2 squads that we could
Yeah.
make from the ground up if we wanted to.
I
I
say we do
think
it.
I think honestly that's the way to go. Especially because we don't. This is a big mission, and I'd rather lose some people that we're just now meeting than lose some
That are
beloved
already-
characters like Goop. You know, like
like
Like my own character.
yeah.
Like me. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Silver Stags is the play.
And also think about like squad purpose, right? So like Ember Wolves are your fighties. You
Yeah.
send them into assault missions. Your Ghost Owls are your sneakies, right? So like just think about
These
what
are scouties.
are your scouties. Just
What-
think about.
Scouty.
I can.
Can you read the Silver Stags?
We already have
quote?
some silver stacks. Though.
We have one that I made because I was like, I
For
want a Silver
funsies.
Stag
I want it.
called Ruby Riding.
And also, this is sort of a weird little thing that I wrote down, but I think Shackleton used to be a Silver Stag.
Exactly why I also wanted to. He's
That's
leading
like-
his old troop.
Back with the Rough Riders.
Mm.
Yes. Oh, we see the other side of Shackleton. He's actually very nice to the Silver Stags. Super favoritism.
Really try.
perfect.
You see him knit for the first
Hey, my
time.
guy!
Silver Stags formed less than 100 years ago. The Silver Stags had become the Legion's rear guard. The squad, who was commissioned after a handful of legionnaires held a town against a vastly superior force, surviving on rats and shoe leather. Their leader afterwards requested his own command. They are often sent on missions where the line absolutely cannot fail, or hard choices must be made. Squad motto: no matter the cost.
We go
Doesn't
and get
sound
this
like
guy.
fun.
No matter the cost.
Yeah.
No matter the cost. And yes, because I'm around Silver Stags, I'll be knitting. If you don't have enough for a scarf, make a pot holder. Everybody needs one. Nobody has one.
So is it creation time? Is that what's happening?
What other?
We need to send
I
figure
need-
out the other
Green
person.
Ravens is the other squad that we don't have.
Yeah,
Either
Do we
way,
know
it
what the
sounds like I'm
culture of
printing
those
5
are?
rookie sheets.
I have one if you just want to make copies.
Grinning Ravens.
I can just print them from here.
So yeah, what's
No.
grinning ravens? Do we? I don't have. A
I imagine
They
they've
smile
got
at death.
Big hoods.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, we smile.
big hoods.
Yeah, they're weirdos.
I'm imagining like a little
I like
battle
weird.
tank.
Weird is good.
I'll read them.
for every
Just
section.
all be a bunch of freaks.
I mean, he is the kingfisher hook, right? So like that's weird.
But he's like corrupt. I think that's the thing is we have because Panyar have natural resistance to corruption. I think that like when he does go on missions, we send him with like a grinning ravens detail that's like heavily Panyar.
Well, that's a good point too. If the silver stags really are going to be like, no matter the cost, we'll do. You know, like, are they going to be cool with getting somebody who they know has corruption?
That's up to you
Survive
guys.
no matter the cost.
Orders from the
If
top
you say that
brass.
fictionally, I will make it apply to your questions. The Grinning Ravens, the backbone of the Legion and traditionally the most numerous squad. The Ravens are a second wave formation. They follow in the wake of the Ember Wolves, overtaking positions and holding against all odds. Their original founder was known for her famous spear and the habit of laughing mid-battle when the odds were at their worst. Squad motto: we laugh at death.
Yeah, those are the crazies.
And the Shattered Lions, an elite unit of the Legion. They were the first unit ever formed and once served as the personal guard to Emperor Tantarus as the Crimson Lions. When the Legion was shattered down to a handful, they rescued the Annals and reformed as the Shattered Lions, bearers of the Legion standard. Many commanders and marshals are veterans of this unit. Squad motto: pride of the Legion.
Okay.
That's so
But we
crazy.
also are missing 2 people from that group, so we can't send
You
them.
can shift rookies around. You don't have to just leave it empty. You can take like 2
Oh.
from the Silver Stags and put them in the Shattered
I
Lions.
think it's serendipitous with a light hand that the Shattered Lions rescued the Annals and our current Lord Keeper as a lion man.
Yeah, I think that's
just
great.
a wild coincidence.
So,
But keep in mind that some squad, like the Ember Wolves, are super frat people, right? So like some squads don't love getting new blood in their squad.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that wherever you're moving this, like narratively, where you're moving the squad from, you're forcing 2 other people into a new coffee shop.
Some people just like to get their coffee where they get their coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Am I right? All right.
Sometimes
So
an Ember Wolf doesn't want to be told by Grinning Raven that his favorite band is Jock Rock.
What? Shut up! The lyrics, man.
all right. So we're gonna send Officer Cuts.
No.
Nope.
Shackleton.
Shackleton. Officer
Devil
Eye.
Shackleton.
Shack Nasty.
We're all,
Malcolm.
and so I think the best option here is that we're gonna send Devil Eye, Mr. Shackleton, to the get the boy from the guy, and then
Whatever you think, Marshall.
yeah, and I think I don't know if I really want to send that new sniper out there yet, just because he's new and I haven't really got an opportunity to talk with him and meet with him. And I think that if we're really trying to bring this guy onto the team, we really should make sure that everyone going there is like a really big advocate for the Legion. You know what I'm saying? You get me. Okay. So, I think the other officer we should bring probably is... What's our secondary mission?
Our secondary mission is Dainty.
Dainty.
Is
I always
a
suck
supply
everyone.
mission. So as a supply mission, we have to send a heavy, a scout, or an officer. So that means
So why
have
don't
to
we send Shimya on that one? And then we can bring Silver Prowling Gale
Mhm.
on this one to
Okay.
this religious mission, just because he knows his way around the forest, you know? And that way he can, you know, if we get into trouble, he can lead them and
Kill the person we're trying to recruit.
I was about to say,
why would he do that?
he's vicious.
He's vicious now.
Dainty's gonna look at him in the wrong way, and then Dainty's gonna come back in a basket. A small
Wait.
basket.
Well, should we not send him then?
No, I'm down.
No,
I'm down.
I
with
don't
that.
know.
I think
I
it's a
don't
good
think
idea.
that's an
I think he's
This
vicious
is-
and like,
This is a good.
yeah.
This is good.
Yeah.
And gosh, the squad I really want to send. Well, we're down to 2 people with the Shattered Lions. That would have been my first choice. Why not the Silver Stags? Let them go out and stretch their legs with that new soldier of theirs.
All right.
All right. So Jeremy's going to print out those sheets, so we're going to be back with our character creations for the Silver Stags. Silver Stags. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I think that.
Everyone, welcome back. Pleasure to have you. We got a new squad in house, the Silver Stags.
We don't have a motto. We
What was
don't have a thing that we say yet. With
We
the
just
conference.
I know.
all look at the camera.
Yeah. Oh, let's do it. Okay, ready? Do it again.
Just call us.
We'll edit the beginning out. So do it again.
Yeah, I'm not editing it. Everyone, welcome the Silver Stags.
I just imagine the first time we all hear a branch like snap, all of us. Like that's like a silver stag.
Your tail goes up.
I don't have a tail.
Why don't you start it, Luke, and go around the table of who you'll be playing?
All right, so
You'll be playing as your officer.
I'll be
Yeah. But still, nonetheless.
So I'll be playing as Captain Devil Eye Shackleton,
If he stays
and
conscious.
but if Shackleton goes missing, the rookie of the Silver Stags is a man who goes by the alias Big Yup because he just waits to get his orders and then he gives a big Yup, and that's pretty much all he says. He is a wider, heavier set man with long black sideburns and a ponytail. He's Zemyati. He's tough. He's bold. He's got the devil's own luck. He's everything you'd want in a rookie. And that's Big Yup.
More.
And I made Crimson Charging.
Ooh.
That's a good name.
Yeah, it's a.
So I'd like to tell you his story by saying when he was a young warthog. But yeah, no, he's Panyar, warthog based, so he's got tusks. He's like big, burly. I said that he loves a good fight, and he's the first to volunteer for the front line. he's gonna be our heavy of the rookies. He's gonna be ready to fuck some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
But he also might not be the brightest, so get ready for that.
Do I take more points as a soldier, or do I still only have those 4 from
The
being-
4.
Those
Yeah.
4. You would have gotten more through experience, but
Yeah,
it was a quick jump to soldier.
Okay. So I will be playing as. How do I say my own name?
Marana.
Marana Trench. Marana Trench. That's how you say it. I spelled it, but I forgot how you said it. Marana Trench. She's a Zemyati, and she is a soldier of the group. As a rookie, she took every inch of Zemyati, so she is tough, bold, loyal, stubborn. And as a soldier, she took over the top. So when I charge into...
Is this the lady?
No, this is Marama Trench.
Yep.
You changed it again.
That lean with
You
the
added an
light.
M there.
No.
I don't know.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I spelled it M-A-R-A-N-A.
And what does over the top do?
Moron a trench.
Marana Trench.
Rama.
Ram. Yeah, when you charge into the teeth of an enemy that outnumbers or outguns you,
Mhm.
clear 1 stress and take +1d to maneuver.
That's pretty dope.
Bring it on.
So, soldiers are sick, dude.
Battle hardened.
Yeah.
Is that all?
All you want.
She loves long walks on the beach, and she's just really looking for someone to, cuddle with at the end of the day.
Damn.
Okay.
Bismuth.
Let's get down to Bismuth.
Oh my god! Sorry.
That was amazing. I'm going to be playing Ruby Riding, also known as Rubes. He's a bit of a lanky fellow. He's a Panyar with, kind of sprouting antlers that are kind of 3-point at this point.
Mhm.
Also, hooved feet.
Mhm.
I don't wear shoes. It's part of the reason why I'm good at scouting. Also, since I am still a rookie, my family weapon is actually like the bow that I bring with me everywhere. So that's what I'm fighting with is a bow
Okay.
very often. Yep.
Great.
I want to retire to the ranch one day.
Alright, so similarly, my character's name is Blue Echoing Wind, also a Panyar. She is very easygoing. She's very airy. It kind of seems like she's off in another world all the time. Gigantic eyes, blinks very largely. And she's a big fan of cooking and cooking for the team. She's lithe and quick-footed. She has those Panyar traits of traveler, which means she's very fast and quiet. And she is, she's a great cook. She likes to make these big spreads of things. Did I say that twice?
I don't think so.
How'd you get your last name? Wind.
Wind? How did I get it? My family is just very aloof.
So Panyar names are usually a verb, a color, and then the last part is some sort of deed they've done. They get named after something.
I
She
see.
farted really big once. And
Oh, that was me. Clear a watering hole. Okay.
She can run really fast,
Mhm.
and she won a competition once,
Okay.
and she just kept going.
Mhm.
Like, she didn't know it had ended, and she just kept running.
Marathon runner that
That's
just
awesome.
never stops the marathon.
Yeah, exactly.
Infinite
She just
marathon.
does whatever the fuck she wants and feels, so.
Okay.
That's Blue.
Great.
blue. So we've got red, ruby, and we got blue.
Oh, and I have, like,
And crimson.
antler stubs. Not quite as big as yours, but, my skin is a little bit darker, so I have these white freckles on my cheeks.
Ooh,
They're perfectly symmetrical.
I like that.
Some people think they're painted on, but
Yeah.
Do you need Shackleton's
yes.
paper?
Oh yeah.
And
I
you
do.
need
SPG.
SPG.
This became a Panyar party.
Real fast.
Welcome to the Panyar
Panyar party, baby.
So Blue Echoing Wind, Ruby Writing,
Ruby Riding.
Ruby Writing,
No deed name.
You can call me Blue.
Marana.
Trench,
It makes sense more if you say it with the Zemyati accent.
Crimson Charging,
Yeah, you got it.
Big yup.
Big yup.
Okay.
Do you want us to write those?
Nickname Rubes.
Do you want us to write
Nickname
those down
Rubes.
for you and pass them over to you on a piece of paper or something?
No.
No.
Long
I'm
chestnut
gonna
hair
take
that's got a man.
a note.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And it's
Judas.
Marama, not
Marana.
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 Like
piranha.
marinara.
Like
Yeah.
piranha with an M,
No
yeah.
trench.
Marana.
Marama
Trench.
Trench.
You guys can.
Ja is a soldier. No. How does she do? Because Zemyati the Zemyatis are the ones that you guys have been playing with the Russian.
Yeah.
More Russian accents, right?
Goop.
Goof.
What are you doing, Goop? I don't. I keep
don't
forgetting Lex
understand.
is a girl.
Same.
Because I'm like, the Russian up here. Okay.
I've met many a man named Lexi that are Russian.
I know.
Really?
Lex's whole step family is like they're all Russian, and it's funny because her name is
Is
Alexis.
Right.
That's
and
what mine
Alexis
is, too, yeah.
is a mostly male name in Russian,
Yeah.
and they're like there's
That's
so
such
many.
an
of them.
awesome name. Such a cool name, Alexis. It's very pretty.
She hates it.
Really?
It's one of those. I mean,
Imagine
I feel like
having an X in
everybody.
your name.
If you
Yeah,
have curly hair,
right.
you wish you had straight hair. If you have a
Facts.
cool name, you wish you
You
had a lame name.
embrace
I'll
your
curl your
name.
hair.
No.
I'll
it's
get you
okay.
those really, really
Yeah,
tight
no.
pin curls.
No, I'm good.
That'd be fun.
Nope.
If you want to see me, share this with 10 friends, and then I will curl his hair.
At
Two retweets and we did it.
Local underscore.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh,
engagement time. Legion loyalty are all on the mission. Oath sworn to the Legion.
Ja.
Take
Yeah.
1 die.
Booyah.
Intel. Did the commander spend 1 intel to give you advanced information?
I would like to.
Ja.
Spend that. Take an extra die.
Booyah.
Is everyone on the mission a specialist or soldier?
No.
Does any legionnaire distrust or not respect the leadership enough to obey orders on the battlefield?
Bring it.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Are required specialists or equipment not on this mission?
Do
They
we?
are on this
We've got the
mission.
specialists.
Mhm.
Are there any required
Pieces of equipment.
items? Yeah.
Religious specific. You don't know.
Is there a piece of equipment? Oh, okay.
It was right next to you.
Religious specific?
So these are additionals. Did the quartermaster spend religious supplies to ward and protect the squad?
Do we have any religious supplies?
Yeah, we have 2 more. What kind of dangers are we?
You're going to be near the Black Forest.
Oh, maybe we
Potentially
should
even have to go into
Yeah,
the
but if
Black
we're
Forest.
going to be traveling after this, we might need those.
We get religious supply from this mission though.
We do.
Yeah, if you succeed.
So we should succeed. We should try.
Well,
The best.
I think we should spend 1.
Yeah.
So-
Do it.
So you get +1 die, and in addition, whatever loadout you pick for this mission, you get an additional set of religious supplies.
So
add
like a
that to your items.
reliquary or...
It should be the reliquaries, yeah.
So is that the only option for religious supplies, that taking the reliquary?
Yeah.
So we get that additionally. So
Yeah,
it's
in
$1.
additional to whatever your load choices are.
Gotcha.
So you still get your 2 extra items in that list.
Got it.
And the last one is any legionnaire starting the mission with blight.
No.
All right, then those are all of your die.
So
you
we
may
get 3
roll.
die?
Yep, you may roll for engagement. Comment
Double
below.
6. We
Quick
automatically
question.
win.
Yes.
What is everyone going for their loadout? Are we doing normal? Are we doing heavy? What are we thinking as a group?
I'm going heavy.
I'm doing normal.
I'm doing normal,
Okay.
I think I'm going
and I can be fast and quiet with a normal load.
same as me.
Same.
Oh wait, are you okay, Anyar?
A 6, 1 6, and 2 2s.
Who cares?
So, primary
So we
mission.
get a 6.
You are in a controlled
We call that
position
advantage
when the
six.
action starts.
Six with 2.
So,
We don't have horses.
could start with horses, but probably not horses. So, you reach the southern mountain range of the Plainsworth area along the Sunspire Peaks, and you're kind of at this cusp of like maybe there's probably a 10-mile gap between like mountain and forest. You don't see any sort of structures in this like sort of open area. You can see like a river that's running down from the mountain and into the forest from this point. Other than that, there's like birds, and you can see like a mountain goat on some of the base of the mountain. It's a little bit of an overcast day. Potentially, there's rain coming in the next couple of days. You've been given enough. You should probably take rations because you don't know how long you're going to be out here. If that's important. If no one has done that, it's probably important to take food. You don't know how long you're going to be in the forest.
Is that something different than supplies, or is it?
It's probably supplies. Cool,
Oh.
sick, yeah.
Okay, I'll use a zip.
I'll use a beep beep.
A boop? A zip.
You have to make a decision on your items before we continue.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
If anybody needs to know what everyone has the information for what's in the different
You may
things.
be traveling for a long time. You definitely have to do some conversational stuff. You don't know what else is going to be out there.
Okay, fuck it.
Where do I have that?
I'm bringing the climbing kit.
I took armor and supplies.
Where's this sheet with the kits on? it?
You should all have an items sheet somewhere.
I have one if you want to look at it.
Thank you. Oh, wait, you know what? I have one. No, I don't.
This was. The way this was punched was bullshit.
Punched it.
I didn't punch mine well either. That's why they
The
always call
Shackleton.
out when I hold the binder.
Oh.
That's why I look at them. They're awful.
Did you have a messy binder as a child?
I didn't have a binder. I was that kid that like got one at the beginning of the year, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna shove the paper in my trapper because, you know, like,
Yep.
I don't need 3 movies to tell this story. I'll just put the paper in the trapper, and then the 4th, 5th grade teacher would be like, well, where is your binder? And I'm like, I don't have it, but I have the papers that you gave me. Lo and behold.
Suck a dick.
Like, leave me alone.
Did you have like the
God.
folder that was like this thick? Could you just put every paper from
I
every
think I
class
did
in
too.
one folder?
My trapper was like heavier than I
Makes
was,
sense.
but I was just like, I don't know. The little me hated micromanagement. Like, that's why I never learned long division. I didn't like the teacher that was teaching long division. I was like, I'm not going to learn this. I'm just going to divide in my head.
Oh my god. That's insane.
And I did, which was a huge waste of time. And now I don't know long division. So spite never helps you. It doesn't. Best you can do is learn from it.
Item selections have been made all around.
What's the difference between a musket and a pistol?
Musket's rifle,
Range. Yeah.
2-handed.
Range.
Okay.
And my lenses are
Mm-hmm.
I got a little
Yep.
little spyglass.
Little old spyglass.
You can have 4 utilities.
I've got
Soldiers are
most of them.
amazing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. You
I've got
probably
a
have
lot
that.
of
I was about to
stuff.
say it's nothing
So you
fancy.
went with
It's like
the 2 extra utility.
the almost bronze looking like.
I would say yours are just fine, but mine are actually fine.
You're talking about- Oh my god, that was cutting.
Let's do this.
Okay.
That's
So, you see wide open plain, you see like sparse trees that kind of litter this immediate area, and then as it starts to head towards the Black Forest, it gets denser and denser until you see that like twilight kind of shroud. Overcast, bright sun right behind that, so it's probably about 10 or 11 in the morning. You probably left the Legion camp maybe like 5 or so hours ago, like at the crack of dawn. So that's what you see before you. You have open plain, this river connected to a mountain, and then that river leading into the Black Forest. And then we will also do a clock for finding the Kingfisher Knight.
We're nowhere near other people, right? Like, there's no way we could talk to other people and be like, hey, have you seen the Kingfisher Knight?
You don't see any structures out here currently. Remember, the Black Forest is kind of a bad rap around here, so being in close proximity probably is what most plains people want to do.
what would I roll if I take out my spyglass and I sort of follow the river to find the most open bank, like the most, basically a bank that has enough room for gathering things, coming to the shore, something that a hermit would need to do.
You could do scout, you could do research, you could do, yeah.
Word. I will do scout.
Okay.
And I roll with disadvantage, right? Or take the worst die because I don't have anything in scout.
Yeah, so you'll roll both. It's controlled. It'll be, if you're looking towards the forest, it'll probably limited effect because it's hard to peer in further enough, but probably along the riverbank might be something. We'll see.
It's 2.
That's a 2. So that is a failure. Unfortunately, you just can't tell. You can't tell what the best opening is.
And do any of my rookies have good scout?
I do.
The 2 of us are really
He's a
good at
scout.
The
scout.
scout has really good scout.
Oh, wait. Is
Word up.
SPG, yeah, he's our other
I thought he was
specialist.
on the Dainty mission.
No.
No,
No.
Dainty is Shimya
Oh,
and
okay.
2.
Guess the medic.
You can decide that after.
Yeah.
Well, my bad.
I thought so.
Prowling
No, it's all
Gale.
good.
Find me a nice open bank. Something a hermit might wash his unmentionables in.
I'm not sure what you meant by that, but
No one wears
I'll
underwear.
try my
I guess.
best, sir.
You want any backup, SPG?
Shackleton is the only one wearing underwear. In the
If you'd
Legion.
like.
Yeah, of course. Pull out my bow. I'm just really excited to be here with you.
Cool.
Just,
Golf was
Let's see. I forget if my lenses give me any.
He's a deputy. Not the sheriff.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't give you anything special. Weird. Alright. So then, I guess I'm rolling scout as well, right?
You tell me.
Yeah.
Can I roll with you?
Yeah.
Controlled, same thing, limited effect, just because it's really hard to peer like further beyond the tree line, even at a far range. It's something you have to do up close to get a better effect on.
Okay.
Or do you not want to do this group action because of stress possibility? Up to you.
It's probably not necessary because we all have good scouts, so we could just
Yeah,
do
that's
it
true.
separately.
I've got to.
Yeah, you
My-
just do it. I'll just do mine.
My
separate.
fine lenses don't give me any like advantage to it. I've got
You
fine
tell me. You
lenses.
should have item sheets.
That face.
Oddly enough, not listed on there.
Oh
They
no!
have lenses listed on there, but nothing.
So if it's fine, it basically increases the quality by 1. So whatever effect the normal lenses have, it would have like a higher
Okay.
potency. So what do the lenses do like the normal lenses?
They're just like basically a binoculars telescope.
Yeah, so this is what's giving you limited because they're fine. It can be standard.
Okay. Cool.
Standard effect.
All right, here goes nothing. A 2 and a 1.
Guys,
so
this
that worked
is-
out well.
This is so bad. This is the first rules of this mission.
So I'm doing I'm gonna make this a 6 o'clock actually. So I'm doing a 6 o'clock, and that's gonna repeat. That is basically like day's end. So at some point you're gonna have to stop camp if you don't want to press on through the night and consume rations. That's the idea.
Can I get closer to the actual? Can I like go downstream a little bit? Like get actually closer to the forest and look?
Absolutely.
And I'm hopefully like trying to increase the chance of being able to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably you could do either a scout, not by like lensing in, but like walking the perimeter of the
Yeah.
forest, right?
I'm doing like
Yeah.
here.
I'll go with you.
Cool.
Do you want to aid? Up to it.
4.
4. So partial success, standard effect. 1, 2 there. And 1 goes here. So you go along the edge of the forest probably for about maybe like 3 or 4 miles. Like from the river, right? Like 2 miles this direction, 2 miles this direction. And the river has kind of the most opening just because it's harder for trees to grow in the bank. You're not sure if there's any twists or turns. It's hard to see beyond maybe like the next mile or so. But it looks like the river portion is like the safest entrance. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the safest path through the forest. But
Do we even know if he is in this forest or is he just around this forest?
Well, it's all hearsay, but it's all we got. You might be sympathetic, so we're out here looking for him. Rubes, what'd you spot?
Sir, there looks like there might be some traffic through into the forest by the riverside. Looks like a good place to set up traps.
you can see like animal footing that's come in and out of there. No like human thing. Well, maybe like a boot print or 2, but it could be anything. It could be the kingfisher. It could be someone who stopped for water. Like a bunch of things. You're not necessarily sure.
Blue Ruby, I am confused. Does this man is a fish? Or does he hunt the fish?
He's called the Kingfisher. I read up about him in the annals. So the Kingfisher was someone who was very skilled in combat, who would swoop in and take out big enemy targets.
Right.
Hero of the Legion.
Sure. But I, see, she is a blue wind. She runs fast. She's like animal. You are like animal. So is he like animal? And he has fish head
Nope. He's like you, and he talks with the kind of like,
Oh, he is Zamyati!
Yeah.
This is good! I did not
Did you
know
not
this.
do your
Did
research
you not do
before
the
the
debrief?
mission? Rubes has 1 in research.
Sure.
So I'm saying it's because he likes to read about all the heroes of the
Sure.
Legion.
Marana, not everyone got their name as simply as Big Yup over here. Isn't that right, Big Yup?
Yep.
All right, let's head for the river. We're burning daylight, people. We all...
I skipped.
Is that what you wanted?
That's how I
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted.
He was like, oh,
We
I know
skipped
that
our
Jeremy's
credits.
gonna play my character, so let's give him something easy.
It wasn't only just for the Ain't That Right Big Yups, but there might be more Ain't That Right Big Yups.
Sure.
As we travel,
Mhm.
I've made like this big stick with some leaves and long grass flowing from it, and I'm like spinning it around and trailing it like a ribbon dancer as we go along.
You're mauled by a bear.
I'm constantly doing all of my like weapons training, like clear a room like thing. So every time I get to a new tree, I'm like clear every corner. You know.
So you progress probably down the river for what seems like 4 to 6 miles or so. Probably taking you down to maybe 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. And you're now in the forest. So it's rough, like high, unkempt roots, low branches, really thick thistle around different areas. You can hear like bird calls and insect calls echoing throughout the forest. It's like a middling dark, like if it was 8 o'clock outside, kind of like that just sunset type feel. But it's obviously not sunset out there.
So we still got a decent amount of time before we can start setting up.
Sort of, kind of. You have three clicks left. 3 failure ticks left.
Rubes and Prowling Gale. Sweep the area for any signs of human traffic. I mean footprints, I mean broken branches, I mean anything that a biped would leave behind.
All right. Since you have stress, do you want me to lead well, there's no benefit for us doing this as a group action.
Actually, I
right?
don't have any stress anyways.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's right. Okay, cool.
The disadvantage of doing multiple rolls that you have multiple consequences at the same time.
Ah, that's true.
Okay.
Sure.
You want to do it as a group action?
Yeah, let's do it as a group. Why
Okay.
not? I'll lead.
All right.
It's a 5.
That's a 5.
Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Ooh.
So partial.
Double
Well,
5s.
controlled still. Limited effect just because of how overgrown the entire area is. It's still hard. It's at this point like you still can't really discern even animal prints in most. It's like hard, knotted root area. So we'll do 1 and 1. Cool.
What?
Hey.
Yeah.
Since this is new to me and I've never had this before, I gotta ask you a question.
Hit me with it.
I now have 6th sense. So it says that I just know when there are undead nearby.
Mhm.
You always know what the highest threat level of undead is in the area, and I can gather info on them with resolve. How's that work mechanically?
So you always like now that I know that I didn't know that, but now that I know that, I can tell you we have to decide on like what would be like a fair distance for 6th sense. I'm thinking something like 100 foot.
I was thinking like endless, but
Why don't we meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Half
You
of
know,
the game.
you know, like when in
No,
Skyrim,
Half of the country, yeah.
you know, in Skyrim when you get that spell that lets you see
People through walls.
people, not people through walls, but like they have that faint purple glow to them, and like you have similar to that, right?
Right, but we're talking like how far can he like have that paranormal sense of preternatural sense of like where things are. It's not necessarily like a see-through stuff.
oh no,
it's
no,
just like
I was thinking.
No,
of
I
it
know you
more
know
as
it.
like I sense the presence.
Spidey
sense.
sense. It's Spidey sense things.
And
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense because he's now dealt with that in this exact location. So
Let's use Spider-Man as a reference, right? Like let's think about the furthest Spider-Man has ever been like relative, how far he's been able to like sense a danger. So like if I think Spider-Verse, it was like like 100, 150 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
That's showing him
Enough to
impression
give him
range.
time to act
Yeah,
on it
yeah.
before it's on him.
Yeah. So
Mm.
is that okay with you? Is that
yeah. No, that seems reasonable.
Okay. So yeah, you don't sense any undead around you currently. that might be helpful. So any maybe like scout or research stuff you take has kind of like an increased potency because he is corrupted in some fashion. So there may be like fates traces of him around the area. And then what was the last part about the resolve?
It said that I can gather info on them. Like get more specific.
Mhm.
I imagine that means like get specific info on them with resolve.
Okay, so
You roll resolve.
you maybe like push your senses out to like for the highest threat one, like find out what kind of highest threat it is. Because right now it's like ambivalent. It's like there are a bunch of threat ones, you don't know what they are, and there's like a threat too.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
So what did we, from scouting, did we kind of pick up on anything? What was it that, because we got a slight success.
Yeah,
what
so
was narratively what?
you have seen some sort of like a cut swath of some sort that's not like animal made. It's like brush that's been like cut aside by a tool of some sort. Again, not sure if it's the king. It could be hunters. It could be anything.
Hey, Blue, you got that climbing kit?
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Are
You want to
Panyar
help me get up?
Western now?
What?
Are Panyar Western now?
No, I grew up in Aldermark.
Oh.
Yeah. I moved with I moved west with the Legion.
I don't think I have an accent.
What are they talking about? Anyway, they sound funny. Yeah, I was hoping maybe we could get up above the tree line while there's still some daylight, see if we see any
All right.
smoke or anything, any clearings that
I
we can
set it
pick
up
out.
immediately and go up there,
Sure.
scout.
Absolutely.
Follow behind.
After a few minutes or so, you set out the pole. You attach it to the highest branch you can reach. So these climbing kits are poles that can feed rope through, and you basically form the climbing kit out of this like connected rod pole. Yeah.
Interesting.
So and it has a hook on the end, so you hook it on top of something, and you can climb it like a ladder.
Cool.
And you climb up to like the most medium branch. I would say there's still probably another 50 feet-ish of tree to go up.
Ooh, all right.
Oh, so you need another climbing kit?
Either
to go
another
further?
climbing kit or like to climb.
Hey, rookies.
Oh, you got
I
it.
hand mine up.
All right. So like his ladder, he feeds it up. I
Mhm,
stand on
mhm.
top of the ladder. Boom, boom, boom. Pass it up to you. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, you go. I'll hold this one steady, just because it's like getting thinner branches. So I'm like holding the
Sure.
climbing kit steady for you to climb all the way to the top.
So then you can get to the top of the tree pretty easily after that. If you want to make some sort of roll to peer out in the distance to figure out what
Scout
you can
roll.
see. Okay. Just using your eyes. Did you bring lenses?
No, just my eyes.
Okay.
My big ol' eyes.
What do you see?
4.
4. Okay.
Look with your special eyes.
So as you come out, you can see. First thing is the overcast. Jesus Christ. The overcast. You can see flashes of lightning way off in the distance. You haven't heard any thunder yet, but there seems to be some sort of storm that'll be over you in the next day or so.
Oh no.
And you don't see any smoke or anything to that effect. You do see a couple of like sparse clearings, maybe 2-ish miles from you
Okay.
before like the horizon breaks.
Okay. Alright, I come back down and like, guys, I think there's a storm coming. And I also saw a bit of a game trail maybe, bit of a clearing. I don't know what it could be. Could be a person, could be an animal. But that's what
Storm
I saw.
coming, huh? That's
Yeah.
fitting. All right, let's follow that game trail. Good work, Blue.
Thanks.
Captain, the last storm we faced out here was not natural.
Not natural.
It was the hag.
Blue, stand by for shit.
It looked like a lightning. Is that something that you saw?
Checks out.
Oh.
When's the storm hitting us, Blue?
I don't know.
Sometime tomorrow.
I haven't heard any thunder, so I can't really measure it. I just see the light. Sometime tomorrow.
Yeah,
I already know that.
Yeah.
I think maybe tomorrow. Maybe.
How far can we follow the game trail before sundown?
I don't know. I just saw it. Maybe like a half mile?
Like 2 miles.
2 miles?
And it's 4 in the afternoon now, then it'll be like, what, 8?
Oh no,
Something.
I thought it was already 8.
No, I was saying that the light in the forest is like an 8 o'clock sunset
okay.
light feel. But it's about like 4 or 5 o'clock now, yeah.
So if we follow the game trail, we'd probably finish it around like 8, 9.
Yeah, something like that. Like having to move through all of this thicket and maneuver around the trees and roots, yeah. It'll take you some time.
Alright, troops, we follow the game trail, but everybody get a weapon out.
Sir, yes, sir.
Always.
And
Oh god.
unless somebody wants to do something else.
Let's go for it.
We do.
Listen to you,
I have
officer.
a spear.
Alright, you have another roll to make before the day's end.
Are we scouting in? Are we maneuvering
I
in?
think this is more maneuver, right?
No.
Or we're following
It can be. You
trail, right?
tell me the action. No, it's not necessarily like a trail. It's
Okay.
like there's a clearing up ahead.
Gotcha.
Maneuver and scout are my biggest ones, so.
Scout's my lowest one, but
I mean, we're just traveling, right? Unless
Yeah.
it's like really difficult to.
train.
Yeah.
It's difficult enough terrain that I require a roll for
Gotcha.
you. What that roll is, you tell me.
Gotcha.
I'd say scout, so there's a chance that we can
Find something.
find. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And
So-
if we do it as a group, he can count multiple successes. So if we're good at something, he should lead us in it.
And in group actions, I get 1 extra D1, which I need because I have nothing in scout.
Woo!
Cool. So I will lead us all in a group scouting action.
Lead from the front triggers.
You don't lead.
I don't.
I'll lead.
Well, no, if he leads, we can count multiple successes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Are we
But
ready?
here's the thing:
What's our,
we're good
what's
at
our
it.
position?
He's not, so if he fails, doesn't matter.
You are in a controlled position. In fact, it'll be. If you're going to the clearing, it'll be standard. If you're trying to go beyond the clearing, it'll be limited because you're trying to go back into the harsh forest.
Okay.
No, it's a
6.
6.
Multiple sixes.
That's
4.
double. That's super success.
And
Because
you
you
got
count
a
together, right?
3
Take one
sixes.
stress.
Okay.
3
No,
6.
his dice are over here.
No, that was the one. Okay.
We
That
still
was
got
a
double
6.
6s, which is a
Yeah.
mega
Oh,
success.
you got double sixes?
Yeah, I
we
got a 6.
critical.
And he goes down.
That's why Shackleton.
So you actually find leading from the front and kind of having your 2 scouts on the sides with you. You find the best. It's like that. What is it called? Synesthesia, where you can see like color. Right?
I have no idea.
You're
No,
laughing.
it's-
I know
that's
exactly
it.
what you're
Okay,
talking
okay.
about.
Synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
That really terrible character from Heroes had it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, yeah. Wow. Throwback.
But you can see
Heroes?
like a
They did
a
not edit that
path,
show
like just a
well.
clear path through all the maneuvering you're doing through the clearing. You get there in half the time you thought you were going to get there. So that yields you 3 ticks.
Wow.
So when you get to the clearing, you can see, and no minus, so you still have another attempt for the day. You can see when you get to this clearing, you see like carved, like fabricated animal carcasses. So like someone stripped the meat off of these deer and rabbits, and like this is kind of like a camping or a cooking camp, if you will.
This is a good sign. My friend has been here.
And so it's like a clearing, and there's grass at the edge, or just kind of like shrubs.
Yeah, so like
wilderness?
you probably have maybe like an oblong circle of maybe 30 feet in diameter. It's like all forest around you, and that's kind of like heavy brush / like a couple flowers here and there, and like heavy grass. And then these bodies kind of like, you can see dried blood against some of the foliage, and then the skeletons laying there.
Anybody
Organs.
got any ideas of what we can look for besides blood?
Yep.
Speak your mind, big yup.
Oh, this is classic. Yeah, I think what he's trying to say is we should try and determine direction based on what's been cleared next. We found pretty much a clear way out here. There must be a clear move forward. What time are we at?
6, 7 o'clock.
6
Do we
or
wanna-
7 o'clock.
Do we want to just determine direction but set up camp here, leave at dawn? Or we want to push into the night, Captain?
If we seriously have a hag on our tail, I think we should keep finding our friend.
Are there any trees around?
All around you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Blue, why don't you take another look?
Alright.
Can I borrow, SPG, your climbing kit again? There you go, miss.
Thanks.
On the very edge of your senses, you get like a blip of like 1.
Captain, not too.
While you are climbing.
Is it the
tree.
direction that she said the storm was coming from, or?
No, it's probably a little bit more left of that. Like, it's still kind of along this edge of the forest. Because you probably traveled no more than maybe 8-9 miles inwards towards the forest. So it's like also like at the 8-9 mile mark, but to your left, not from where the storm is coming.
Okay.
Yes. So that could
Captain,
So you're at the top of the tree.
Mhm.
You're sensing this. Whoever wants to go first.
Good.
I'm in the middle. Just hold it.
I'm feeling something weird. It's a tingle I haven't felt. It's like it's the same thing on the back of my neck I felt when I got knocked out and captured in these exact same woods, just like 2 weeks ago.
Poop in my pants. What's going on down there?
Well, what are you
I think
telling me?
we got
right now?
undead.
Give me that away.
That way. and I'm like, I'm gonna go up with Blue. See if I can see anything.
Big Yep, can you be drawn and pointing in that general direction?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, he's
Well,
my favorite.
We wait. Well, we wait for what Blue says, and soldier.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Literally the soldier.
I hand you a cigar and I just say, "Have a cigar."
No.
You're gonna tell me you don't smoke?
No. Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
All right. At ease, Crimson Charging.
You said you were gonna come up with me?
Yeah, you see me climbing up the.
I have no reference yet.
Blue,
So
hold on a
you can
second.
get along
I'm
with
coming with you.
motions.
And I'm like, we're looking this direction.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I want to see any movement that you can see. I need to know. Okay.
Alright.
Help me out.
I'm looking.
From the top of the tree line, what action are you going to use?
I figure we're scouting again. We're
Mhm.
looking for.
Because of the density of the treetops, I'm going to say this has no effect.
Uh,
It'll be hard to see like a single, like you with the line of sight. You're at the very tops of the trees. You're not like standing up.
See, my thought was last time we had the like wandering droves of them.
Mhm.
Like maybe we'd see.
Like
movement.
multiple
maybe we
trees.
just-
You know, like
No, these are very like thick trunked trees.
Okay.
They're not like movie pines.
Maybe let's just look halfway up. Maybe we can see something from there. At least we have a partial aerial view instead of. Maybe? I don't
If
know
you're
that
like
makes sense.
halfway up and looking through branches, it's gonna be again like no effect. There's no way to like peer through that much crisscross of foliage and branch.
Well, we look up top. We don't see anything, and I'm like, I'm still feeling that there's something that way.
It's probably there for maybe like another minute and then it's gone.
Okay. And I'm like, I know there's something over there. I know we can't see it from up top, but I don't think that's. I think that's coming towards us.
Alright. Well, let's get down and tell everybody else.
What'd you find, Blue? Any other signs of civilization, civilized person walking through the forest?
I didn't see nothing. But SPG said he still felt that presence. Then it was gone.
All right. Well,
Sir, I will offer my services to go into the woods and find it for you.
now I'm thinking, and I'm just the boy with the biggest pants here, but if Kingfisher is clever enough to catch and kill his own game, he's clever enough to stay away from the march of the undead. So from that feeling, we get our heading. We move away. We presume that's where Kingfisher would move. and
Sir,
we'll see what we can find in that direction. Speak, Marana.
could it not be possible that the sensations you're feeling is the kingfisher?
What do you think Kingfisher's, you think he's... Well, you did the research, Rubes. Is Kingfisher, does he have a funny bite?
He is not undead, sir, but he does have some late-stage corruption. I'm not sure how bad it is. It might be all talk, but maybe.
Hell.
Would I know if that could cause my sensitive pain?
Absolutely.
Could it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means at some point, if you've ever walked past Lexi, or no, what is your character's name? The Panyar?
Rhea.
Rhea. If you've ever walked past Rhea, you've gotten a blip from Rhea.
Okay. Actually,
Like very faint. Like any of those ones are like very faint with these.
his. If what he says about the kingfisher is true, that might actually be our thing. That might be him.
The blip was stronger. Again, unsure, but Rhea was like a very faint,
Small
like
red.
a
Okay.
like it's like a. I have a weird feeling about
But she's
you
not
versus
that corrupt.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the stage of corruption isn't to a point where like undead. It's like that was weird.
Okay. Yeah. So I want. That might be our direction.
How far?
What? 150.
It would be 150 feet in that direction, but that was a strong blip. There's a good chance that it is just a solid undead, is what your character would feel.
Okay. I think it's 50-50. Either that's just undead, or that's him and he's in a state.
Can I be starting to set up? Like, I don't know, because it's getting later. Can I, like, be taking down these things, not able to climb down? And as I'm doing that, can I be looking around to see if there's any kind of direction that
From the clearing?
from
Sure.
this clearing, because it stopped here and moved on?
Absolutely.
And can I just do a like scout of like the right direct area before water and
Absolutely.
rain hits?
Yeah.
2 and 1.
You are going to have to end for the day. So this is definitely where you're setting up camp. But you kind of look around the clearing. You do see a couple of cut swath paths for sure in the area, but they're multiple. They don't go in any one particular direction. So uncertain. It's definitely signs that there's someone staying, living, hunting here. Which direction he's in,
He seems.
but it seems to be opposite of the blip he
The
picked up.
direction I'm going.
How fresh is this meat in the? Like, where's the freshest one in this area?
You can make some sort of roll to determine that.
I'm gonna go to my Ruby here,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say, Ruby,
Yes. Here, can you get that pole for me?
you're
So
good
you
with
can't.
you're good with understand. Oh no, I'm turning into your voice.
Bruce.
Yeah, you're good with understanding the sciences. Yeah.
I mean, I know which way is west, and
Which one of these animals is mostly recent dead?
research.
Sure.
4.
4. You kind of sniff about, and the most recent one is the rabbit, but recent in like a couple days, not like today.
This one's been here a couple days.
So this is his most recent meal. Maybe we just wait here for him to come back.
How skinned does the rabbit look? Like
Oh,
or
full
how-
skin, like
yeah.
full fabricated, like perfectly.
So is it like would there be enough meat to make him want to come back and get more?
For
or-
these carcasses, no, they've been stripped clean.
Just
Yeah.
skin.
He would have to like have hunted another animal, bring the animal back, carve it up here.
Mm.
Seems like he
It's
stayed
Alan.
here for a while.
Oh, perhaps this is one of his old hunting grounds, and now he has moved on. You say?
Maybe. It just there's a lot of meat to sustain you for a long time.
Mm.
Yeah, when I go out hunting, it's like you go the farthest away from where you are, and you work your way back, picking up bigger things on the way, so you don't have to lug everything the farthest.
Mm.
This is probably one of his first things. Then he probably got closer to home, got the bigger stuff.
Well, I think the first order of business is set up camp, and Silver Prowlingale, Blue, I need you both to take a post up in a tree looking for any signs of light in the nighttime. This is going to be a longer watch. This will be about 6 hours. So one of you takes first shift, one of you takes second shift. I'm going to take the first watch. After 4 hours, I'll go to sleep, and so will Big Yup.
Yep.
And then after the first 4 hours, it'll be Charging Crimson and Rubes. Last 4 hours before dawn. Does that math check out? I don't know.
Sure, man.
Last 4 hours before dawn, I say with authority. Last 4 hours before dawn, that'll be Marana. And is anyone left?
Nope.
Be
Crimson? No, you already said it.
No, I already said Crimson Charging. Oh, yeah, I guess that's it.
It's an odd number.
It's an odd number. It'll be Marana, and I'll just clock 4 hours tonight.
Wait, why would it be an odd number?
Because
There's
it's
7 of you?
Yeah, 7 of us. 2 specialists and a
7
squad.
is an odd number.
I keep forgetting that you don't have characters. Like there's 6 of us and then there'll be 2 officers.
All right.
This sounds like a great plan. Let's do it.
Alright, so who's first?
So it's me and Biggie up on the ground for 4 hours, and then one of you two is up in the tree looking for like torches or light.
I
You
feel
take
very
first.
light.
Yeah.
So I'll go up there.
Alright.
Okay, cool. So, nighttime comes, you set up camp, everyone take 1 rations or supplies or whatever that you
Where
need.
is that mark?
It's
It should be a little bubble.
Just a
Oh,
little bubble
supplies,
next to it.
And you all made sure to mark religious supplies for this mission,
Yep.
right?
That's just
The
reliquary.
reliquary, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone marks a reliquary as well.
Like automatically? Or?
Yeah,
Oh.
because-
And I have plus 2D to resist corruption.
Because the
so-
quartermaster spent a religious
can
supply,
attach
so everyone
those.
gets a reliquary. Silver Crown Gale.
What?
You get a reliquary.
I've got it.
Oh.
I just didn't color it in. I put a little dot next to it because, you know,
I see.
it's
I wish I'd
my
done
own notation.
He does it his own way.
I just want everyone to have the items they need.
I've also got some fine ones as well. I mean, like, it's nice that you guys gave me reliquaries,
You
but
don't
I've
find
got
everything.
He's got two.
kind of do.
Got a big belt.
Compass and
stuff.
maps, mine are fine. Bow and arrows,
Reliquaries
mine
are like
fine.
pieces of like saints too, though, right? So
Yeah.
he's got like some like bone dust or
Yeah.
like
Oh,
he's like,
God.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He like snuffs
like
it.
grind up saint.
I've got fine winter
So,
clothing.
2 of you on the ground, 2 of you in the trees. If you want to make some appropriate rolls for that lookout.
Scout.
What are you, cute? They can't even see you.
Oh, 3.
Oh,
But still, that's better
3, better than.
than the last disadvantage roll.
Does anyone else want to roll being up?
The
I'm
only
not-
Big
right
Yup
now.
can't roll.
Yeah, Big Yup can't roll.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were in the trees with them.
No, I take shift after.
Oh, shift after. I see. I understand. So 3 are up right now. Okay, cool. So it's 3 and 3. Cool. Sick. Noted.
You get nothing with
And then we...
Cool.
Big Yup and I switch with 2 other people after 4 hours. It's you and Charging Crimson. Who
So when you wake up, there are 6 like meandering like around the area,
All directions or one direction?
like one clump about like 30 feet from you.
Okay.
Crimson, Blood Brothers, let's do it. Don't know what he sounds like, so you're just gonna get a lot of this.
So when I feel that only the 2 rookies are awake with me, right?
Yes.
Rookies, listen. We have undead 30 feet down.
Yep.
Gee, sir, are we killing or are we sending him a different direction?
No. We are gonna wait. We listen. We don't move. We see how they move. I can feel where they're moving. Does it seem like they're heading our direction or passing?
No, just
Just
moving
meandering.
about. Yeah, just meandering, moving about the area.
We don't make a noise. Got it. So then
So what does Crimson Charging use as a weapon?
he's got an axe.
Her.
Oh, dope.
So should I make like a scout roll for us,
For what?
for us to keep an eye out but like not making any noise? Like
So do you want everyone to stay on, like, you don't want to do your tree
I
thing
don't
now?
want to go up
Okay,
in the tree.
So you're all on the ground.
Yeah, taking like defensive positions,
Okay. And
protecting them, but silent.
And you just want to watch perimeter.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think controlled, because you're not found out. Well, let's call it risky because they're so close. And then standard effect, you'll be able to like. It's dark. It's very dark, and you have. I'm making the assumption that the fire was put out before everyone went to bed.
If we, yeah. We're not
Based
trying
on
to
what
get
you're
noticed.
saying. Yeah. So pitch black in here, really hard to see. I'm actually gonna say it's limited effect because it's just really hard.
We're focusing on sound.
Yeah, it's a lot of sound type stuff, but even still, like, there's the wind that passes through the forest, there's small animals that are still moving about, so risky and limited is what you're gonna get for that one.
Make it desperate to get a point of experience.
If we do desperate, the consequences of failure is much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always want to go to desperate. Like I always want to just.
I have no experience yet, so
There's aiding, there's pushing yourself, there's group action, there's setting
Yeah.
up, there's a bunch of things you have access to.
Fuck it. I want to go desperate. I get another dice for desperate
Yep.
anyways. We're going desperate.
So standard effect now.
All right, and are we doing it as a group?
Yeah.
Are you
So we'll
leading?
say
And to make it desperate, can I say that what we're doing, like to risk it a little bit, to make it a little bit more like, risky for us, is to, instead of just taking a defensive position, we're actually like setting ourselves
line.
up where like if those things do move our way, we'll have a jump on them.
I was even gonna say something effective like you try to force some sort of like distraction or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Either
cool.
way, whatever you think is
Yeah.
best.
So like fire one arrow off into the woods, like that way to create noise.
Yeah, I mean, that's no problem for me too. Yeah.
I'll just say I'll wrap that all in the scout stuff, like peering out, keeping the perimeter, trying to stay silent about it, shooting off an arrow to make a distraction, like all that stuff seems that can fit under that category for me.
All right.
So you want me to lead, or do you want to lead it?
If he's gonna do the thing,
Yeah,
he has
I'm
to
To make it desperate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm leading.
Yay! Mark experience.
Oh,
Insight for scouting. I can only get 2 per insight prowess resolve, right?
yeah, you don't.
2, 2, 2.
Yeah.
Per session. Yeah.
Are you up?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you should have gone
No,
to sleep.
yeah,
first.
yours is
Oh,
sleep.
okay.
We've switched shifts now.
Yeah.
It would be Crimson, but he's not.
Heard.
All right, let's do this. That's a 5.
I got double ones.
Oh my god.
So you take a stress.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Get it together, rookie.
Oh no.
So you kind of put a shoulder on, or you put a hand on Ruby's shoulder, at Rubes' shoulder, and you feel like a jerk, kind of a jerk motion, like you can feel the nervous jitter in like the upper torso. And you feel like it's gonna be an early release, so you like press in and like hold, and you like readjust Rubes' torso to like a better direct, because you can sense the undead, right? So you can move Rubes to a better position and lets go of the shot. You're gonna use an ammo.
Okay.
Because for the failure of that, for the partial success of that, so you lose an ammo. You don't in particular hear anything, but that mob sort of like starts to like bid you meander towards where the arrow was shot.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's good.
And since I can kind of
Towards
like,
us.
No, towards the
Feel
arrow.
No,
how
where
they're
it was
moving.
shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
do I have any idea of like, does this feel similar to those same? Okay.
They seem like a threat one, because you can tell the highest threats. They're all threat one enemies, and they just kind of like, they're just meandering about. You're not sure as to what type they are. They may not even be the same like burned or hex. They could be like Render's forces or something.
Okay. They're moving differently. I think that worked. We don't make a noise for the rest of the night.
They're all mauled by bears.
So we probably go. I can't sense bears.
I can't unless
Or
you're
boomers.
Undead
undead.
bears.
Now, if it is a resurrected bear, I
got
I'm on that.
You turn around. Amid the rabbit carcasses.
But yeah, I mean, we are. Now that they're moving away,
Mm-hmm.
we're just waiting. We're holding that.
They don't seem to come back.
Okay.
I knock a second arrow just in case because I don't know
Oh,
that.
I've got my bow and arrow too, already.
That's such cool too. Is yours like special ammunition or something?
It's called Black Shot.
Ooh.
So, if you want to do any additional rolls before you go to bed, you didn't get to do like your scouting in the trees or anything like that. So,
I think I'm foregoing the scouting in the
Okay.
trees. I feel like that's like the consequence of seeing undead moving towards us and having to deal with that.
sure. And that whole process only probably took me like a half hour
Yeah.
total to like watch them, track them, set up the shot, to like hold right. So then I assume the next watch happens.
That's just me.
And check.
And check.
Oh, you're awake again?
Check nasty,
Mhm.
yeah.
When you guys wake up, I'm like, good job, rookies. Get some rest. You should know. We had undead moving close to camp.
It's my bow.
We distracted them. They headed off in another direction. We just shot an arrow out, let them do the wander that way. They didn't seem to come back, but
Alright. That's a good thing. Next 4 hours.
do I still sense them when they're awake?
You mean like while you're sleeping?
Like as I'm like at the end of my shift, as we're transferring shifts, do I still sense them?
No, they're gone.
Okay.
They've left your radius
Okay.
of sense.
And I say, well, that's good work. Now, probably Yellow wants you up in that tree. Because he got a 6-hour shift.
Yeah. So I go up into the. Alright. Do I make a scout roll to see out again up there? That's what you did, right?
Yeah, is that what you do?
Yeah.
I would accept
Using-
scout. I would accept research here.
Using my fine lenses to.
Sure. Increases your potency. So where are you looking for
My
anything?
monogrammed.
Are you looking for
telescope.
anything in particular?
Movement still, but also since you were able to see, which I wasn't, you were able to see the like chain of hunting things. I'm looking for like the same thing, like gaps in the tree line,
Mhm.
like just irregularities.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, go ahead, make a roll. Controlled, standard effect because of your fine lenses.
A 6.
Sick,
Nice.
dope. So you look out over the tree line. You pull out the like bronze encased brass
Yeah,
scope.
it's etched.
Yeah, it's fucking sad.
Beautiful.
You stare out. Probably takes like a 15-minute like full 360 scan around the space, and you can see probably a little bit eastward another like patch of clearing that seems a little bigger. You're unsure as what that specifically is, but
Good enough. It's in the direction.
Officer, what is our plan when we find this kingfisher?
Get him to join us if he's still in his right mind.
Is Zora okay with having a corrupted man in the party?
We don't know if he's corrupted yet. We just know that he might be.
Could this possibly end with us having to kill the kingfisher if he is too far gone?
Yep.
Noted.
Rip, good luck. Just
If
kidding.
he's that hard to kill, he better be fucking great if he's on our side.
The enemy's always harder than the ally version of that NPC.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
Are you two gonna do anything before the night is over?
Yeah, just keeping watch, just drawn and
Okay.
Yeah.
So the sun starts to break. It's still relatively dark in the forest, but there's like sunbeam peaks through the clearing that are shining down on, like, you see a spotlight on maybe on Big Yup. You see like a spotlight on a couple of the carcasses. You see a spotlight on SPG. So yeah, sun is happening. The day has come. You may now restart your. Whether that be just as dangerous as nighttime or not, you're unsure. But
It is morning. Wake up.
What are you yelling? Oh.
It is morning. We must get a move on before the storm comes.
I'm doing yoga already.
Can we take a quick 5 as the morning comes?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Same.
Take a small break and we'll come right back.